Turning 50 has a way of tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, take a breath, look at your life for a second. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's more like a quiet, persistent whisper reminding you that you're not the same man you were 20 years ago. The way I think, the way I dress, the way I move through my days, all of it has shifted. And honestly, I'm grateful for it. These days I find myself reaching for things that feel more intentional. My hat, a well-made flannel, a good spritz of cologne, the kind that makes you feel like walking into a warm cabin after a day in the woods. And every morning, without fail, there's an espresso in hand and a leather-bound journal waiting for me. There's something about that combination. The smell of coffee, the weight of the journal, the flow of a fountain pen, that makes me feel grounded. It reminds me to take myself and my days seriously, but not in a rushed, frantic way, more in a steady, deliberate way, the way a good man should move through the world. Been learning how to present myself better, not to impress others, but to show respect for myself, my wife, and the life I'm trying to build. Grooming used to be a chore, now it feels like a ritual, a way of saying, I care, putting effort into the man I'm becoming. I've been studying what it means to be a gentleman in a modern age. Respect, patience, character, humility, strength, and treating people with a level of kindness that seems to be disappearing these days. Not perfect, not polished, just a man with intention. Age and disability have a way of forcing you to pause. Life slows you down whether you volunteered for it or not. And when it does, you start noticing things you used to bulldoze right past. I had to stop and ask myself, was I living like the man I wanted to be, or was I just moving automatically? That question alone changed a lot for me. It made me reevaluate what mattered. The truth is, so many things I used to stress about, fight for, or chase, just don't matter anymore. And things I never paid attention to, small comforts, quiet moments, well-earned rest, suddenly hold more meaning. Moving to Oregon was a catalyst for all that. There's something about, maybe almost spiritual, about living among forests, mountains, and rivers. This place has a way of settling your soul without asking permission. The air feels different here, heavier with pine and rain, cleaner somehow. When I walk outside, I'm surrounded by scenery that reminds me of what life is supposed to feel like. Not frantic, not loud, just steady and alive. Being somewhere that feels like home, a real home, changes how you see everything. Journaling became part of this shift too. If you told me 20 years ago I'd be someone who journals, I probably would have laughed. I always thought it was something women did or something kids did when they had crushes or drama to work through. I didn't understand the power of it until I actually put pen to paper. Now it's one of the most important things I do for myself. Writing forces me to slow my mind down. It helps me untangle the knots. It lets me capture ideas before they slip away. And in a world that's always buzzing, journaling brings silence back into the room. My wife introduced me to it. Another one of those quiet gifts she gives without making a deal. Because of her, journaling has become a way for me to connect the dots between who I was, who I am, and who I want to become. It's also become a creative tool. I've always loved photographing wildlife and the outdoors. The river otters, the old growth forest, the morning fog along the road. But I never thought about capturing those moments in words too. Combining the two has opened up a whole new way of seeing the world. Since becoming disabled and working less, time has stretched out in a different way. I've been able to read more, to observe more, to actually sit with my thoughts instead of rushing past them. And that extra time has pulled me back toward my spiritual side. The parts of myself tied to nature, reflection, ritual, and deeper meaning. When life slows down, you start noticing the imbalance between the body, the mind, and the spirit. And you realize you can't neglect any of them for long without losing something important. Everyday life has a way of smothering those needs. It makes you forget about mental health, spiritual grounding, even basic physical well-being. Bills, errands, schedules, stress, they all pile up until you're walking around numb. But if we never step away, never breathe, never look around, then what are we living for? We're not designed to be machines. We're supposed to feel connected to the world around us. We're supposed to stand by a river or walk a forest trail or sit by a fire and actually feel human again. Taking walks, breathing deep, noticing the beauty around us, that's where balance lives. That's where the soul settles down. Without those moments, everything else gets out of rhythm. The world today makes it harder and harder to slow down, and we have to work a little harder to reclaim that quiet. As we age, our priorities shift. Things we used to care about lose their shine, and things we never valued suddenly feel important. Maybe it's wisdom, maybe it's experience, maybe it's just life knocking some sense into us. But one way or another, we all reach a point where we start taking stock. And for me, that's meant being honest about what needs to change, what needs to stay, and what needs more attention. I'm trying to document these changes, not because I'm afraid of forgetting, but because I want to honor them. When you're young, you think you have endless time. But the older you get, the more you understand how quickly it moves. You start wondering where the years went, how you arrived at this version of yourself, and how much more there still is left to learn. And so this journey, the journaling, the reflection, slowing down, the reconnecting with nature, the attempt to walk through life as a better man, it isn't about getting old. It isn't even about starting over. It's about waking up. It's about finally seeing life clearly enough to live it with meaning. And I'm grateful for every part of it.